y'all have all shared at this table, and you both have shared? Yes. All right, now let's share with each other. This is the fun part, because I heard really good stuff at this table and really good stuff at this table. So let's go through them. Who talked about optimism or wants to share something about optimism?
Hold on. I'm always looking at the, well, yeah, they could have done, but then think about this way. Yeah, they could have done it this way. Well, this happened, but maybe they're having a bad day. Yeah.
So you're always
always
looking on the bright side.
Yeah.
You're a silver lining kind of a person.
Yeah. And I get so obnoxious sometimes.
You know, there are two kinds of people in the world. There's glass half full people, and then there's glass half empty people. And glass half full people are actually born with what the scientists are calling the happiness gene. We're born that way. And the glass half empty people didn't get it. They don't want to call themselves glass half empty. They want to call themselves realists, right? Yeah. Like they're the only ones who can see real life. Truthfully, they just didn't get the happiness gene. And so they tend to really get irritated with those of us who are the silver lining people, because we're just too, you know, how many of us have been called Pollyanna in our lives? Yes.
My sister tells me I'm going to have an ulcer because I never get mad or upset.
Oh, you're going to have an ulcer because you never get mad or upset?
You're obviously
Oh, boy, do I have some news for your sister.
No,
Because,
we're opposite.
yeah.
I'm happy when she.
And she's just not, yeah.
Everything.
And it works out that way. I've got my brother, one of my brothers is very happy like I am. Our middle brother is not. And it's not because he's a middle brother, it's because he didn't get the gene. He just didn't get the gene. And so, but he can still be happy. He understands how to do it. People who don't have the happiness gene have to work a little harder, but these tools work for them. But I heard all three of you at this table use all of these, right? All of these tools. Cheryl, do you use them all?
I use everything but the meditation.
Meditation, okay, so you don't meditate. You may choose that one to do for the next 2 weeks. And how about you two? Do you use them all?
We only talk about certain ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's move on to the next one then. Who wants to talk about pursuing life goals? And before we go there, remember I told you achieving a goal only makes you happy for that little red hot minute. And then you fall right back down to your baseline of happiness. Achieving the goal doesn't actually make you happier, but pursuing goals does. So who wants to talk about pursuing a goal?
Well, it's like you're always on the journey. You never stop. And so if you think you can't be happy until you reach a goal, you'll never be happy. Because there's always another goal.
Right. But for a lot of people, there's not. Let me tell you about a man that I know who wasn't going to be happy until there was $10,000 in the savings account. And then the magic number, $10,000, was in the savings account. And he still wasn't happy because it wasn't 25. And then when it got to be 25, he still wasn't happy because it wasn't 50. And
That's what I was saying.
yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, so pursuing a goal can make you happy or pursuing a goal can make you miserable, and it's your choice. But for him, pursuing the goal, it wasn't pursuing it. It was once he achieved the goal, then he hadn't thought big enough. So he kept beating himself up instead of throwing himself a little party. Last year I lost 35 pounds. And so what I did was I chunked it into 5-pound chunks. And when I hit a 5-pound goal, I threw myself a little party. The party might look like a new pair of shoes. The party might look like a new handbag. The party might look like going to Sam's Club and eating one of their deluxe pieces of pizza, because dang, that stuff's good and it's cheap and it's really good. And it's good for 2.5 pounds every single time I eat a piece of it, and I don't care because I know how to take it off. But yeah, when you're pursuing a goal, make it a game. Make it fun. Have a good time with it. And throw yourself a party when you achieve it. If you have a big goal, like 35 pounds is a big goal, chunk it into littler pieces and throw yourself a party on the way. So what are some goals that you've set for yourself and you've achieved? Has to do with dogs? Like what? Little Miss Lady with the Shelties around her wrist in tattoo? That's a really pretty tattoo.
Going to the Rally Nationals.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, never thought I'd be there. Never thought I'd have a dog that could do that. So
One of the top dogs in the country. Congratulations.
wow.
Yeah.
31 out of 8.
Nice. Congratulations. Rhonda? I don't want to put you on the spot. If you can't think of one, it's okay.
Can't.
Goals?
I'm always on the journey.
Starting a nonprofit.
Starting a nonprofit. Starting a really nice nonprofit. Thank you. As somebody who's a member of your nonprofit understands, thank you. Thank you for giving us a place to play with our dogs and help other people feel better. I appreciate that.
Teaching my dog a new trick,
Okay, what's your dog's favorite trick?
to roll over.
Really? I've never been able to teach that.
Yes.
My dogs will not roll over. They're like, no, I will down, I will sit, I will do all kinds of things. I will spin left, I will spin right. I will do whatever you want. I will back up. I will not roll over.
It's like it's his reward. Roll over.
So does he sometimes just give you a rollover in the hopes of a cookie?
He just gives me a rollover.
He just wants to, yeah, he's just like, here we go.
I had one dog in agility. His reward was to do the weak pulse.
Oh, wow, nice. Because that's the hard, y'all, for those of you who've never done agility, weave pulls are the hardest ones to teach.
And then from anywhere I take weave, and this dog would take off. That's awesome.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, we're all sending our dogs to Cheryl. Leslie, how about you?
You know, it's funny, I'm thinking about it. I don't set goals, I live in the moment. And
Okay.
That is out of fear, and part of it is out of trying to take no thought because I'll drive myself crazy.
Okay. And you know, I'm glad that you brought that up because that's a really interesting thing. It's something that I talk about in some workshops and sometimes not, but you brought it up, so we're going to go there. We have this magnificent brain. It's this fabulous brain. And what it does is it likes to talk to itself. Yeah, Gina's rolling her eyes. Yeah, I know. Mine does too. All day long, half the night. And what we do is we live in the past. We remember things that happened back here, and we either fret about them or we worry about them, or we fret about our to-do list is in, I don't know about yours, but my to-do list is always, my brain is going, you need to be doing this, you need to be doing this, stop doing that, you need to be doing this. Our brain's just talking. So part of what we're doing today is we're going to try to teach our brain to shut up, be quiet. And so when you talked about living in the moment, we'll skip ahead to that one because that one's really important. Being in the moment, Leslie, you want to talk about how that helps you be more present and happier?
Yeah, because my mind isn't talking to me at that time now. It takes a long time, some days, to get there because my mind will go like that, and then I'll be like, okay, take no thought, sort of thing. And it just relinquishes any of the past or, you know, issues that may have gone on to cause who I am today, or it does, and I'm not thinking to, oh my God, if I don't do this, I might not get there, sort of thing. So
Right.
I'm very peaceful and very calm, and I think having I have 4 babas. Dogs are babas.
Babas, your dogs are
I
babas.
call them babas.
Okay.
But anyway, they are, and I think they sense that too, because when I am a little bit on edge, you can see them be different. I
Right.
can also see people that I know very well, sit across from her at work, like we'll know when each other is a little bit, you know, but when really, I can feel that from people too.
Right.
I can feel other people more.
Right.
So it's very freeing.
And being in the present is really a gift because as you noticed, it helps you turn off the chatter. Because if you're paying attention to all of this, then you don't have that extra bandwidth to go worrying about the past or worrying about what you need to be doing or thinking about the future or fretting about something. You're just here right now. It's kind of like, there are probably a couple of us that aren't quite old enough to remember this, but you remember when the janitor used to come in with the AV cart after lunch? And it had that big film projector on it with the big reel on the top, and you'd take the film and you'd run it through all those pulleys and stuff and pass that bright light and into the take-up reel, and they'd turn the lights off and flip the switch and you'd get that whirr noise, click, 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 and if lunch was really good and the movie was really bad, no, I never took a nap in class as far as anybody knows. But if you ever looked at the film is exactly like life is. It looks like it's moving. It looks like it's moving. When it's projected, it looks like it's going. But life is nothing but a series of pictures, just like that film. The film is this frame, and this frame, and this frame, and this frame, and when you move them fast enough, it looks like motion. Life is the same way. It's this moment, and this moment, and this moment, and this brand new moment right here. All of your life is in the present moment. Every single bit of it, and all of your power is in the present moment too. So if you get really good at living in the moment, as Leslie has, then you get really good at owning your power and at seeing what's going on around you. And it gives you the opportunity to really do some kind of cool things. I told you I was going to tell you a shoe story, right? Or boot story. It involves these boots, and these boots were not winning. I was at the pharmacy a couple of days ago getting 3 prescriptions filled. And you know how they have that buffer of space? You got the line. We'll pretend like this is the pharmacist window up here, and there's a lady standing here when you have to wait way back here to give privacy. I always appreciate that when I'm the one up there. But back here, I get a little antsy. Is somebody going to cut in line? But it gives me the time to stand there and just kind of look and observe. And this woman who was in front of me had on the cutest shoe boots I have ever seen. They were adorable. They were a little wedge heel underneath them, and they were black and white. And I can't even really tell you the pattern on them. It almost looked like cow, but closer together. You know, black and white, kind of splotchy. They were adorable. They were so cute. And so I was going to say something to her when she walked back by, but when she walked by, she went way over that way. And of course, it was my turn to walk up to the window, so I walked up to the window. And Pamela had 2 of my 3 prescriptions, but the pharmacist was still working on the 3rd, which gave us a couple of minutes to either stand there and I could be in my phone, or I could talk to Pamela. And so I said, Pamela, you were not in the position to see them, but that lady who was right in front of me was wearing the cutest boots ever. And Pamela's looking around, and the lady was sitting down because she had just dropped off prescriptions, and she was waiting. And Pamela's eyes lit up. She said, oh my gosh, those are really cute. I said, yeah, they're way cuter than the ones that I have on. And Pamela was hilarious. She just like, now you know how to step up your game, don't you? So we just had a fun little interchange, and that was fun. I hope I made Pamela's day a little brighter. I know it brightened up mine, because I could have just stood there twiddling my thumbs and getting irritated that somebody's not finished, but instead I was in the moment, just decided to have fun with the people around me. When I picked up my prescriptions and left, I realized I was going to be able to walk right past this woman with those great boots. And so as I got up to her, I said, you are winning boots today. And the laugh that came out of her started at the tips of her toes and went all over. I delighted that woman with that. She loved those boots, and she loved the fact that somebody noticed that she was wearing the cutest shoes ever. And y'all, I just gave myself goosebumps telling you that story.
You raised the energy in that room.
Exactly.
As soon as you walked in, and it just continued.
So see,
Because I could feel that.
picked up Pamela's happiness, I hope. I know I picked up this lady's happiness, and I picked up mine at the time, because here's the story, guys. When you make somebody else happy, it boosts your endorphins just as much. So if you're having a bad day, my best prescription for the blues is to go find somebody and make them smile, because you will make yourself smile in the process. Okay, so that's a lot about being in the moment. What's our next one? Who wants to talk about significant close relationships? We skipped over that one. You can talk about a dog, it's okay. It's okay.
Well, I found that dogs are easier to have close relationships with, that you trust, and because they're totally unconditional.
They're totally unconditional, but they're also totally in the moment.
They are. Yes.
Completely in the moment. They don't have that big overdeveloped brain that worries about things. They're in the moment. They're like, woohoo! Is there a cookie?
Oh, you're in the door.
Did I hear my leash? Yeah, are we going outside? What are we doing now? Yeah, so dogs are great. I mean, this is a room full of dog lovers. I'm certain I'm not going to get any argument with that.
In general, though, I mean,
Yes.
it's amazing. And I'm
Yeah.
learning to like even bigger animals that I used to be afraid of, sort of,
Mm-hmm.
a long time ago. So, but they're always in the moment.
Well, as with that research study that Harvard did in 2007, significant close relationships, that plus meditation helped those students lower their need for antidepressants. You can change your brain chemistry by using some of these. Rhonda, were you about to say something?
I don't know. No,
I heard an intake of breath over here, like I cut somebody
no, I
off.
think that's amazing. No, I was thinking that's amazing. But yeah, I mean, I think that friends are huge. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, I mean, even if you're not, like, I don't have a significant other as a partner, but I have a ton of friends, and I don't know what I would do without them, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, but and not just to be happy. Sometimes, you know, it's like they'll be there for you when you're not happy.
Right.
I mean, you're real friends. So,
Right.
Yeah. So we're talking significant and close versus.
Right.
Yeah, as opposed to I try not to have many. I try to eliminate insignificant relationships as far as that goes. I mean, I've gotten pretty particular about who's going to be a good friend.
I have a friend whose litmus test for friends is, do they give me energy or do they take it away?
Right.
If they give her energy, that's a friend. If they take her energy away, that is not a friend. If every single time, you can always have those days when you need to be the friend and you need to be the
But
uplifter.
consistently, there are some people who are just
Take, I call them energy sucks, energy vampires. I like that. That's good. Maybe I'll use that instead. Energy vampire. I like that.